Doing school from home might be the best option for a young person like you right now, and if you have been considering doing homeschool recently, I recommend you watch that video, which will be in this card, because I think I made a pretty good case. But the truth is, it's not that simple. It took me months for my parents to consider letting me do online school, and some parents won't let their kids consider it because when our parents were growing up, homeschooling was for one kind of person: a nerd or a weirdo. To them, homeschooling is what kids did when they had overprotective parents or they were just social outcasts that couldn't be in a school environment and act normal at the same time. There's a concept called juvenoia in humans. For example, your parents are successful now and they did a certain path. So if you don't do that path that they did too, a fear is ignited inside of them. It's human instincts. After all, what worked for them to survive and reproduce should work for you too, even though that might not actually be the case anymore. But more on that in my homeschooling video. This video is for you if your parents aren't letting you do homeschool, you don't want to do homeschool, or you just want to know how to make the 2023-2024 school year your bitch. Step one, of course, is to start fixing your sleep schedule. The reason high school is so miserable for so many of us is because we're all so damn sleep deprived. I said it before, I wouldn't even mind going to school if I could literally just sleep 2 extra hours. But that's not the case. 7 a.m. wake up over here, and when you get better sleep, everything in your life improves. Your studying gets better, your overall happiness gets better, your existential dread of going to a place where you have to learn for 8 hours a day of stuff that you pretty much will never use in the rest of your life, that goes down a little bit. Everything gets better when your sleep schedule is better. It needs to be a priority. And how do you do this? It's simple. It's so simple that it blows my mind that all of us don't do this. It's to just go to bed at the same time every night. You've heard this tip before, right? But then how come it doesn't work for me and it doesn't stick for you? It's because we prioritize everything else over sleep, and what I believe is that it should be the other way around. For example, you have an upcoming assignment due at 11:59 p.m. and your bedtime you've decided is 11 p.m. What I would do is I would take the L, admit, well, I fucked up, I need to just go to sleep on a good time, and then next time this will never happen again because that F in my grade book is gonna hurt, and this will never happen again. Obviously, if it's the end of the quarter and it's a very, very important grade, it's a different case, but for the most part, we need to prioritize sleep, even over our schoolwork. Has anyone ever said this before? And the way to go to sleep at the same time every night is to pick a time that you can go to sleep every night for the rest of your life. For me, this time is 11 p.m. It would be 10 p.m., but 10 p.m. is just a little too early for me to be 100% committed. And I truly believe I can go to sleep at 11 p.m. every single night for the rest of my life. Obviously, on New Year's Eve, I'm not gonna go, Obviously, on New Year's Eve, I'm not gonna go to sleep at 11, but for the most part, 99% of my days, yes, I can do that. I can just come home a little earlier than I used to, and then I have better sleep, which makes everything in my life just better. But maybe it's 10 p.m. for you, maybe it's 11, maybe it's 12. As long as it's the same time every night, it is 10 times better than just going to sleep at random times every single night. And when you go to sleep at the same time every night, naturally your body's gonna wake up at the same time every night. And there you go. There's your sleep schedule. And we can center our lives around our sleep schedule, not the other way around. And now I'm gonna split up this video into 3 sections: relationships, academics, and passion. Let's start with relationships. School is fun in one way. You get to see your friends and you get to meet new people. So here is what I want you to do. Your very first day of school, I want you to talk to one new person in every single one of your periods. Just introduce yourself. Say, hey, what's up? My name's Reese and they like your shirt or something. I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually talked to people. You don't have to become best friends overnight, but now you can be confident and know there is at least one person in every single one of my periods that I can actually talk to. I will feel so much more comfortable in a class where I know there's one person that I know now. Introducing yourself to 6 or 8 new people in a single day is daunting. So if it is for you, start with one and say it with me now. I am going to introduce myself to at least one new person on my first day of school. You're gonna feel so much happier if you actually do. So much less social anxiety and so much more feeling kind of included. And even if there are people in your class that you already know, talk to someone that you don't know. Try to make a new connection because that's always fun. And now, we have to be kind to everyone. When you see someone in the hallway and you guys make eye contact, just smile at them. Is that so hard? And compliment someone on the pants they wear or what kind of shoes they have. Just be kind to everyone. We want to make as many acquaintances as possible because this will make your school experience so much better. Can you imagine knowing actually a good majority of the people in your classes versus knowing like not really anyone? How are you gonna feel? Your mind is gonna be constantly wondering, what does that person think of me? Do they like me? Like, it's no. we know people and we're kind to everyone. So for the most part, everyone is going to like us. When you walk into a room when you don't know anyone, everyone might be a threat. When you walk into a room where you know a good few people, your mind can kind of chill, because our primal fear of being, oh, is this guy gonna attack me? That's still in our brains. Disappears when we know we have acquaintances around us. And now we need to be kind to all of our teachers. I say this because I have had issues in the past with authority figures and talking back, and after several talks with my mom, it's just better off if I don't. I'm not saying kiss your teachers' butts, but I'm saying, isn't it so much better when your teachers like you versus when they don't like you? Just participate in class, say hello and goodbye to them, and occasionally ask them about their life. This benefits you because they will probably give you slightly better grades, believe it or not. And also on a human level, teachers are people too, and we need to all show kindness to everyone, not just even if our teachers are teachers, you know? So this has been the relationships part of your new school year. You introduce yourself to ideally one new person in every single one of your classes. You are kind to everyone, complimenting them and just smiling and letting them know that you're not a threat. And then you're also very nice to all of your teachers. And that's how you get off to a great relationship-wise start. I know that Diary of a Wimpy Kid has taught us that to be the most popular kid in school, which isn't our goal. You have to be the cutest, the fastest, the one with the cutest butt, with the best phone, whatever the book said. But in a real-world scenario, you are going to be liked by much more people if you're just nice to people. Just be kind to people. Just smile at people. It's so easy when you say it out loud, and of course it's harder in practice. But this is how we are not so in our heads in school. We can actually focus on learning, which brings me on to academics. And I'm going to start with the most important one again. I have a friend, I think he's taking 7 AP classes next year. I took 1 AP class last year and it kicked my ass. I don't know how he's doing it. But I remember last year, all he would tell me about was how anxious he was, how depressed he was, how he couldn't handle school anymore. And he was literally, by the day, going crazy. And it was very hard for me to see. Are those AP classes going to look good on his college resume? Yes. But is it worth the depression, the anxiety, the overall, I don't even want to wake up anymore? Like, is that worth it? No. I want you to reanalyze your academic goals. If your goal is a big college, sure, but do you need 7 AP classes? Probably not. And if you do, you need to reconsider why you want to go to that school in the first place. Was this your idea of, I want to go to this school? Or was this an idea implanted by your parents, your teachers, maybe the media that's telling you that you need to go to this school to prove your worth to yourself, that yeah, you're smart, you deserve love? We need to reanalyze our academic goals. After all, man, we're young. We're supposed to be meeting people, making new memories, learning about ourselves, and not being depressed and anxious. And because we have to look at our schoolwork and see that we have 4 hours of homework every night, and there's a big fat red F in our grade book. That's what I want you to do. You must, and you absolutely must, choose at least one class that is an easy class other than study hall. I have to give credit where credit is due. School does offer a pretty wide range of pretty unique classes. They have piano, guitar, cooking, like fashion design, drama, art, all these things that are actually, you know, pretty damn cool. And something is true in all these classes. It's never going to stress you out. You're going to be able to go to it. No, I'm not going to have to do a lot of actual work, and this is good for my brain, and I actually love this. Last year I took chorus, and it was literally the one class I was so happy about, and I actually considered going back to school just for that one class, just because it was so much fun, relaxing, and enjoyable. And if I didn't have that class, I don't know if I would have been able to survive the school year, obviously. So find that one class, even if you have to take just 6 AP classes now, find that one class that you can actually know is my break. Your school might say that you can't change elective classes, that you can only change core classes, but this is cap because I've done it before and I've heard of many people that do it. All you have to do is say that this class, this super hard class, is giving me anxiety, is making me depressed, and I just can't handle being it anymore. Can you please just switch me out? And they are almost required to switch it. You don't need a 5.0 GPA to be successful anymore. Someone could argue that you don't even need a GPA at all to be successful anymore. Look at me. How high do you think my GPA is? There are a very large amount of successful people who are actually kind of stupid, and you're not stupid, so you do not need a 5.0 GPA. Reanalyze, do I need this, or does my brain think I need this to prove something inside of me that I am worthy of something? Does that make any sense? Here's where things get controversial. I'm gonna say, do the bare minimum. I realized last school year that I didn't want to do the normal school system, college, 9 to 5, oh, because I'm so special. No, I just didn't want to. It just didn't seem to bring me any kind of looking forward to-ness in my life. Looking forward to-ness? Reese, what are you saying? So, When I used to try to get A's, straight A's, I was unhappy. And I decided, I'm done. I'm settling. I'm gonna start getting B's and C's, and I'm gonna be okay with that. And this sounds crazy when I say that out loud, because no one has ever said this before. To settle. Find the grade that you are okay with getting, that you are comfortable getting, and then do the bare minimum to get that grade. If you want all A's and there's absolutely no way you're not gonna get all A's, do the bare minimum to get all A's. You don't need 100 in a class, you need a 90, right? If your bare minimum is a B, get an 80. If you're okay with getting C's like I was, do the bare minimum to get a C, and then the bare minimum to get a C is like studying 1 hour a week. Anyone can do it. And then, hey, I have more time for my hobbies, my mental health, for my sleep, and I'm actually, hey, you know, life ain't so bad anymore. Would you not agree that your mental health is more important? Is 4 hours of sleep worth that shiny green A that doesn't really bring you anything in the short term? Is that worth your anxiety, your depression, your real sadness because you're seeing your life slip you by in what should have been the best years of our lives, the teenage years, adolescence? But it's not. To me, it wasn't. And I decided one day that the things I cared about, the hobbies, my mental health, my sleep, was more important than some shiny green A. And no one could tell me differently. My mind was set. I was not gonna let go of my hobbies because I didn't have time for them anymore. No. I was not gonna let go of my relationships because I didn't have time for them anymore. No. My mental health was more damn important, and it should be more important for you too. Do you remember last year how shitty you felt? What can we do to change that this year? That is a question we need to be asking. What can we be doing to change that this year? This is a scary level of acceptance to be at, because after all, this is your future. But I didn't care anymore. I was so done, and I will be fine. I will cross that bridge when I come to it. If that D I got in Algebra 2 Honors ends up affecting me in my life one day, I will come back and make a video on it, but I guarantee it will not. Study the bare minimum amount you need to get the grade you want. For me, it was a C. Yours might be an A. So I'm not saying go fail your classes. I'm saying use ChatGPT. Yes, use ChatGPT on all of your homework assignments. Use Quillbot to get past the plagiarism detector. Do everything you can to do the bare minimum to get the grade you want. Because why? Because then we have time to do the shit we actually love. And this sounds so crazy when I say it, and I know people are going to be like, oh, this kid is spreading a wrong message. But I don't give a shit. This worked for me. It might work for you, and you'll know if it works for you when you try it, and you can actually wake up and you'll know. Plus, you have to remember, teachers aren't even making their own assignments for the most part. They get it off some teacher website and then they give it to you. So is it morally wrong to cheat? Maybe, but my mental health is more important. No one has ever said this to you before. Reason I gave up on school last year was because my passions lie elsewhere. Why would I dedicate so much brain power, so much of my time to something that I wasn't truly passionate about? It's delusional, and everyone does it because, again, was this our idea, or was this since kindergarten, you go to college and that's what you do? Then I found my passions lie elsewhere, in doing this, in YouTube. And I want to tell you something. I would have never picked up a camera and pressed record if I didn't give up on school and start doing the bare minimum to get the grades that I wanted. Never would have happened. Follow my passions to be here, got by in school, and look where I am now. One could argue that I am actually decently successful. Imagine what you could do if you gave up on school, started doing the bare minimum, and followed your passion. What could you discover about yourself? What could you create? Now the question is it worth it to you? That's for you to decide. So here's how you follow your passions in school. Typically in your class, there is a small to big window of free time. It might be 5, 10, 30 minutes, sometimes the whole period. You need to use this time wisely. I would be on musictheory.com in that free time. I would air drum in that free time. I would read self-help books in my free time. My quit social media videos was written in my 7th period class in the free time that I had. That video has over 650,000 views now. So do that. Write a script. Write some chapters in your book. Watch guitar tabs on YouTube. Put your headphones on and tune out and get something done. I even was editing in my free time in class. I did it. You have 8 hours in school. You need to find at least some of that time which you can be productive. If you have 0 free time in all of your classes, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But that's not the case for a lot of people. Even in the beginning of class, in the end, sometimes you have a sub. Use that time wisely. Do not just spend it watching my YouTube videos. But I can say I did that too. Sometimes I was too tired to write a script and I just wanted to zone out. And that's okay, because that lets our brain relax so we have more time to actually be focused later on in the day. And by all means, you don't have to become a grinder. You can also just talk to the kid behind you in class. You have a choice. In your free time in school, you can either use it to be productive and get something done, or you can use it to completely waste time. You have that choice. Let me be your example. I would not be standing here with almost 100,000 subscribers in under 3 months if I didn't decide to do what I did. You can even meditate in class. Oh, but that one person might think I look weird. Who gives a shit? Meditate, bro. Come on. So that, my friend, is how you destroy and shit on your 2023-2024 school year. We fix our sleep schedule. We introduce ourselves to as many people ideally as we can, starting with just one. We're kind to everyone. We're kind to all of our teachers. We try to make as many acquaintances as possible. We are absolutely not going to take 7 AP classes. We're going to re-examine our academic goals and do the bare minimum to get there. If it's a bare minimum to get an A, get a 90. You don't need 100%. If it's a bare minimum to get a B, same thing, get an 80. We use AI and other apps to cheat on our homework. Yes, cheat. To get by and have more time to relax and not be so goddamn stressed out. In your newfound free time, follow your passions in school and outside of school. And trust me, I wouldn't be standing here saying this if it didn't work for me. People called me dumb, that I wasn't being a shiny straight A student, but my mental health was more important, and I can say for certainty it is all working out for me. I'm not just saying that to try to give you some false hope. It is all working out for me, and it will all work out for you too. Remember that your mental health, which is something that is real, something that is tangible, something that we can grasp, is more important than a socially constructed grade book. That mental health is what decides if we want to wake up tomorrow or if we just have to. Wouldn't we all prefer the first? So do this. I wish you the best of luck. And speaking of school, check out my online school/community and see if it's the right fit for you. Have a beautiful rest of your day. That is the first link in the description.